Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is BTS, that's Behind the Scenes, a show where we share a sneak peek into the latest edition of the Business Today magazine with all our viewers. On this special edition, I'm joined by two of my colleagues. Rahul Oberoi joins in, and also with me is Neetu Chandra and she's here to talk about the cover story that she's done this time around as well. Let me show you a first glance of the edition that's already out on the stands, and here you actually see Adar Punavala, the CEO of Serum Institute of India, right on the cover, and it actually says Reinventing Serum. So it's all about finding out how has life been for Serum after COVID-19 and what's really next. And Neetu is here to help us with all of that. Warm welcome to both Neetu and Rahul. Starting off with Neetu, you. Of course, Serum Institute of India, that became synonymous with understanding one of the key brands that emerged on a global platform when COVID-19 hit, being one of the biggest suppliers of vaccines in the world when we needed it the most. And therefore, Adar Poonawalla, the way he stepped up and, probably he was a heroic figure that time, because at that point in time, an India-made vaccine to combat COVID-19 was something that we bet big on, and that really helped us sail through such a tough period of time. But yes, you're right. By doing this cover, you're actually helping us go back to Serum Institute of India to find out how's been life after that and what's the key focus now.
Yeah, thank you, Sakshi, for putting things into perspective. So, absolutely, Serum Institute of India is a very important company, and during the COVID-19 pandemic, it was a vaccine giant, and it actually helped a lot of people getting vaccinated through its vaccine Covishield. But the company is now entering into a new phase. So, post COVID-19 pandemic, what we have seen that Serum Institute is shifting its focus. It is actively, pivoting towards a more maybe diversified healthcare portfolio. It's not only vaccines; it's majorly scaling up the international footprints. It is especially in Latin America and Africa, where the demand of routine immunization is rising. It is actually focusing those markets. And the CEO Adar Poonawalla, we have spoken to. He's also steering the company into areas beyond traditional vaccines. So they have recently partnered with the US-based Intravac to develop the nasal gonorrhea vaccine. It's a sexually transmitted disease, and in the world there is no other vaccine. So if the company succeeds, it could change the game in preventing this particular disease. And on the top of that, the company is also investing in cutting edge technology like mRNA vaccines. So it's the same technology in so many other COVID vaccines also used during the pandemic. So it is also very important to tackle, the future diseases of this sort. So the company is, it is aiming for both, deeper scientific innovation and a wider global footprint. So it's since we have seen that after the COVID era, the company's revenues have actually dropped. But Adar Poonawalla is very clear that Serum is not only chasing like short-term profits. So they're actually investing in long-term capacity and research developments and partnerships. So that is how it is. This is the thing that the company is looking forward in post-COVID era, Sakshi.
Absolutely. But when, of course, we do understand that Serum Institute remains the flagship of the group, but Poonawalla Group has also made serious foray into financial services through Punavala Fin. Tell us, how do you think the company now plans to balance focus between both healthcare and financial services in the years to come?
Yeah, Sakshi, this is a very interesting shift within this group. So what we have seen that Adar Poonawalla he has actually taken a hands-on interest in Punavala Fin, and under his watch, this NBFC has undergone a major transformation. So it was a loss-making legacy business. From a loss-making business, it's now a profitable and a digital-first retail lender. So it's focused on personal loans, business loans, and professional loans. So what was actually a striking, it's the discipline that they have excited. They have actually exited the legacy business like housing, finance, and they are now growing with a clear focus on a credit quality and, tech-led operations. So if you want to look at the numbers, in FY24, the profit surged to around 816 crore rupees, and the return on equity was really nearly doubled to 15.4%. So Poonawalla FinCorp is aiming at to be a digital first NBFC, which this uses technology to offer loans and financial products quite more easily and quickly, especially to those small businesses and individuals who might not have easy access to the banks. So this diversification also helps balance their business risks. And since the vaccine business it can be unpredictable, especially after the pandemic, the demand is low. So having a strong financial services arm gives the group a very good stability and new growth opportunities. So over time, they might even expand into other areas of finance, but the focus right now is on making Punavala FinCorp a trusted digital lender. What we have learned from other Punavala, and apart from vaccine business and this Punavala FinCorp, the company is also looking at entertainment business. That was even
Sure.
the analysts are also not very sure that why other Poonawalla invested into Dharma Productions in this sector. But yeah, that is how it is. They are moving towards traditional vaccine business, and they are moving to increasing their global footprint. They are strengthening their NBFC business. So this is how it is. We are seeing that other Poonawalla is diversifying into other sectors.
Absolutely. Now, in the end, do help us understand also, Neetu, that, of course, India's vaccine manufacturing capacity is, of course, now globally recognized after COVID-19. Tell us, how is Serum Institute really leveraging to, that strength to probably shape the country's role in future, uncertain pandemics that could emerge, or global health security concerns as well?
See, during COVID-19 pandemic, Serum's role was like really important. And Serum Institute of India, in a way, it firmly established India's image as the pharmacy of the global south. And, Adar Poonawalla, as we have spoken to him, he's very keen on, to build on that particular strength that India has and the kind of, services Serum Institute of India offers. It is very important. So they are keeping the production capacity ready for the future pandemics. And even when there is no crisis, Serum Institute of India says that it is ready to meet any demand it may rise. So Adar Poonawalla is actually also pushing for India to have a stronger voice in the global health bodies like Gavi, WHO. So the aim of this company is not just to supply vaccines, So they also want to help shape how the world prepares for the next health emergency. As we are seeing that COVID cases are again rising, so it is becoming more of an endemic disease. But Adar Poonawalla says that he is ready for and supplying and any kind of demand that arises from any kind of future pandemics. He's also investing into HPV vaccines, which is an important thing. So because of his role and his involvement in the government agencies, the company is actually playing a very important role in putting India on the global healthcare landscape, on the global map. It is very important company, and that's what we have learned after speaking to the CEO of Serum Institute of India, that is Adar Poonawalla.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Neetu, for giving us that comprehensive insight as to what the company is really now looking forward to achieve and has set out to in its ambitious targets there. You can also, probably read out the exclusive interaction with Adar Poonawalla that we have, that our group editor Siddharth Zarabi has done on the various aspects that Neetu has also touched base upon, to really hear from the man himself as to how he really sees for himself the company's growth going forward from here. So one leading company in healthcare to a global to the countrywide conglomerates that we are now going to be focusing on. Rahul is with us. He's going to be talking about Reliance Industries, and so many aspects that we now need to focus back upon. Last one and a half years on the stock markets front, Reliance Industries did not do much, but finally things are moving up, and things and analysts do see some ball rolling back in shape, especially with the new energy business that's now become the talk of the town. Rahul, help us understand how Reliance Industries is now aiming to commission a 10 gigawatt solar manufacturing capacity now. What does it really mean for the company? What are analysts saying, and how does this change the focus of the group?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Sakshi, for having me on your show. So, whenever it seems that Reliance Industries has reached its peak, the energy to telecom major reinvents itself. Last time we have seen in when Jio was launched. So its latest transformation is a bold foray into new energy. As you said, the company has already commissioned the first line of solar PV module facility of 1 gigawatt and targets 10 gigawatt capacity by next year. So analysts believe that its comprehensive range of renewable energy solutions, the new energy business is set to play a significant role in the future growth. So here I quote Mukesh Ambani, who recently said that the new energy growth engine will create significant value for Reliance, for India and for the world. So in the last decade, RIL has largely cut down its dependence on oil and gas and moving towards retail and digital. Analysts believe that by 2035, green energy consumer and retail businesses are expected to dominate Reliance top line. So some also believe that new energy business will become as big as and profitable as O2C business over the next 5 to 7 years. So and Mukesh Ambani also targets 2x growth for Reliance by 2030. So analysts believe new energy, AI and Geo to drive expansion going ahead.
Okay, got that. Now, as Reliance Industries is really looking for expansion now, Rahul, help us understand, the balance sheet position, the debt, where does the debt stand at this point in time? Is it in a comfortable zone? Because we've seen it in the past that when the group has made its expansions into various areas, it's the debt that created the problem. But how is it in the current scenario?
So if as far as balance sheet is concerned, it is one of the strongest balance sheet in the country. And if you look at the debt, Reliance net debt in FY25 stood at 1.17 lakh crore against cash profit of 1.47 lakh crore. So debt levels may seem immense in absolute terms, but if you look at the figures with the robust cash flow generation, it doesn't seem concerning. The company's debt to equity ratio stands at modest 0.41% as last year. So despite large ongoing investment in new energy and petrochemical, balance sheet strength has not deteriorated. This is aided by controlled telecom capex, partial monetization in retail and operating leverage. In FY25, RIL invested rupees 1.31 lakh crore in capex, funding nearly 100% of that capex through internal accruals, thereby avoiding dependence on incremental borrowing for its future growth engines in retail services, retail expansion, energy transition and new retail infrastructure.
Absolutely. So this sounds interesting as well. We are going to be probably seeing more announcements come in, and as we move along through the course of the year, there is also a talk about whether there will be some more IPOs that will be coming in from the fold of Reliance Industries, Geo, retail. That's also going to be important triggers to track that going forward from here on Reliance Industries at this point in time. So things shaping up well on that front. We'll keep an eye out on that. Thanks to both Neetu and Rahul for sharing the insights. Well, beyond these key stories, what you could also read out in this special edition is Mark Mobius' special interview that Siddharth Zarabi has also done in this special conversation. Remember, the Indian stock markets and global stock markets are really facing an uncertainty and an uncertain period at this point in time. We are looking at how our tariffs and new policies in the US going to be shaping up things. So what is the stance that central banks around the world are going to really take? Is this going to be a significant shift, and what that does to bonds, yield, stock market investments, gold, silver? He's also talked about whether he's going to be looking at India versus China at this point in time. So key insights on that interaction as well. So there's a lot more in case you're a retail investor that you could really look to tap from this special edition that has really come in. I've got my edition in my hands, but you go out there. It's already out on the stands. Don't forget to grab your copies at that point in time. But do stay tuned on to Business Today Television as well. We have a lot more for you to catch up on from the world of markets, business and economy. Stay tuned.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.